Wild Belmar has emerged
in the tub
from the water realm of Pokemon. What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
How was paragliding, bro?
Brother,
How crazy
paragliding
was
a new data set.
So I heard you flew with some eagles up there too.
Flew with some eagles. Then me and my boy, I call him my boy now because am I allowed to say it?
Yeah.
We puffed a little bit. Paraglide.
Puffing me.
So we connected, and I was like, "Yo, what if we go find some goats, some wild goats?" So we were like diving 10 meters away from the goats, and guys like, maybe we should scare them so they run. So we have like all this footage of these goats running through the ledges in the snow, dude.
Goated.
Fucking
Goated.
goated.
Insane. So bro, I'm filming this video about pretty much what everyone does on this trip. You know, we're a bunch of savages, multimillionaires. One of the questions I asked everyone so far was, what was the period of time it took from you going from brokey to making your first million? And just give me some of the key pointers of that little journey.
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably quicker than most. What was like the main thing that made you catapult, you know, out of that brokey era?
The biggest thing for me was, one, doing things that people weren't doing. So figuring out if people were, for example, doing e-commerce, figuring out what is an optimized way of doing e-commerce. That's the first part. So figuring out what people were doing and making it better. Because if you look at everything that exists nowadays, it's only an iteration of something that existed before. It's a better version of what previously existed. For example, drop shipping, right?
Yeah.
Drop shipping is not going anywhere. It's just going to evolve from what it is to what it'll be in the future.
Yeah.
So in 2017, 2016, 2018, 2019, we drop shipped. And
you got started in 16?
Yeah, 16. We were running ads, bro.
So did you take a course to start like everyone else?
Never.
Okay, so how did you learn?
Never.
YouTube?
So how we learned is we actually got into all the Facebook groups and befriended all the guys that ran the groups, and they would give us all the free alpha. So basically what we would do is provide value to these guys in a way that nobody else in the community would do. So we would say, like, let's pay $50 to join the community, right?
Yeah.
And I would join the community, or $100, and I didn't want to buy a course. I want access to people. I want fresh information, live information. A course is stagnant.
Yeah.
I need evergreen information that is always moving and changing. For that, I need people. So I was like, okay, let me join a community. Let me get involved with the e-commerce kind of space. And I just started, whoever was the guru, whoever was the expert, I would just befriend them by providing value.
Was that Steven and Evan?
Steven and Evan Tan and then they basically they were my mentors at the time, and then they became my business partners, which now Steve is solely the CEO of Capital Club. So from doing $100 million in e-commerce to being my basically sensei in e-commerce, to helping me become a multimillionaire with e-commerce, to then now being my 50-50 business partner with Capital Club. So the entire thing kind of like shifted.
And bro, you probably had that intention in your head
100%.
When you invested in them, they're going to be my partners.
100%. I was building my relationship with Steve 4 years ago.
Yep.
4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, since 2018. And Steve, in fact, was the guy that propelled me into e-commerce. Like, he showed me the numbers that he was doing.
Yep.
He showed me $120,000 day one day, and we were just randomly in a house in Phuket, in a mansion, and he's like, bro, you can do this. I was like, oh shit, like, yeah, I can do this. And he's like, I got you, I'll show you everything. And I was like, why would I pay for the course when I can just provide value to the guy that created the course, and the stuff that he leaves out of the course, which is his sauce and his edge.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to share with me.
It's going to you.
And all this comes from providing value in such a way that you're a giver and not a taker. And this comes from being a place of genuinely caring. I didn't want anything in return.
Sure.
I just wanted to help the dude, and I admired the dude, and I wanted him to win. And in return, he wanted the same for me. It's the law of reciprocity.
100%.
Right? As it goes, it returns. And if people understand that, they'll realize that business isn't just about grind. Because what is business? Business is a relationship between people.
Yep.
It's an interaction between people. Yeah, today you don't really notice it because of the digital era and the internet, but it's all commerce is interactions with people.
Yeah.
So if you know how to interact with people, then that's what business is all about.
100%. And bro, I feel like you're someone that's like, you appreciate the offline world so much. And like 100%. Yesterday we were talking about it. You don't follow, you follow people, but you don't watch people consistently. You take your own ideas and who you are as a person, and you project that every single day. And I feel like that's something that's so hard for most people. What is something that you can tell people to avoid going down that path of constant comparison, of competition, and just truly being themselves? Because that's what makes you successful.
You don't want to live anybody's life, because the life that anybody has could be yours, and it could have your name attached to it, except theirs. And the problem is, most people are negative towards themselves,
Yeah.
but ultra positive in a fantasy way about everybody else's life.
So
it's like, okay, perfect. The grass is greener on the other side, and it may be greener than yours.
Yeah.
Then water your side instead of going to the other side, because maybe the other side is nice and green, but it may be covered full of glyphosate and Roundup and pesticides and seed oil. So,
WD-40.
brother, focus on your lane, focus on your
Yeah.
craft, become the best version of yourself, elevate, and then the people that you want to be like
Yep.
will be magnetized to you.
100%.
And from admiring them and wanting to become them, you will be with them.
100%.
And I'm a testament to that. I've done that, and people can do it.
Everybody fake now, you can crack the code.
That's what Drake said. You just
That's
have to
what
be
Drake
legit,
said.
bro. Be the real deal. It's not that hard.
I love it, bro. Well, dude, I just want to say thank you for
Appreciate
having
you,
me
dude.
on.